Quiet now, everybody. Quiet, listen to me. We're going to start a show. Now, some of you people have been with me before. You know it's going to be a tough grind. You're going to dance until your feet fall off. You're not able to stand up any longer. But we're going to have a show.
Welcome to the Pink Door Podcast.
Great to be back and ready to crunch some numbers.
So today we're heading down to the South Shore, getting really specific on Duxbury, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to set the scene because we are looking at data from January 2026.
Right. The dead of winter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if you live in New England, you have this picture in your head of real estate in January.
Right.
It's a for sale sign half buried in a snowbank.
Totally. Or an open house where the only person who shows up is the nosy neighbor.
Right. It's the classic winter hibernation idea. The old wisdom was, don't list your home in January. Nobody's looking.
And don't try to buy because there's nothing on the market. Everyone's just waiting for spring.
But we've got the data right here, the RPR Market Activity Report and the MLS PIN survey for the 02332 zip code.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it looks like hibernation got canceled this year.
The bears are definitely awake. The data's painting a picture of a market that's, well, it's way more alert than you'd expect. It's tight.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to unpack these numbers, the listings, the solds, all of it, and figure out what's really going on.
And answer that big question.
Who's got the power right now? Is it the buyer or the seller in Duxbury?
To figure that out, you have to start with the big picture, the overall health of the market. And the data here, it's not subtle. It's flashing a big neon sign.
It just says seller's market, but I feel like we see that label everywhere now. What's the actual math behind that?
The real anchor metric is something called months of inventory. That number tells you everything about the balance of power.
What?
Think of it like a grocery store shelf. In a perfectly balanced market, you'd have about 6 months of inventory.
6 months.
Meaning, if no new houses came on the market, it would take 6 months to sell everything currently for sale. That's balance.
Okay, so 6 is the magic number. Where's Duxbury at for January?
2.18 months.
2.18. That's really low. That's walking into the grocery store and seeing like 2 loaves of bread left on the shelf.
That's exactly it. And when you drop below 3 months, you're in a strong seller's market. It just screams scarcity.
So low supply. Basic economics tells you that pushes prices up.
Usually, yes.
But I was looking at the pricing data and I found something that felt like a contradiction. I'm calling it the price paradox.
I think I know where you're going. The split between list and sold prices.
Exactly. So the median sold price, what people actually paid, it's up. It hit $1 million to $21,150. That's up almost 4%.
Correct. Values are going up.
But, and here's the paradox, the median list price, what sellers are asking, is down. It dropped over 9% to about $1.26 million. How are sold prices rising while asking prices are falling?
I don't think it's a loss of confidence. I think it's strategy.
Strategy to ask for less money.
It is because savvy agents know inventory is at 2.18 months. They know buyers are starved for options. So instead of listing at, say, 1.35 million, you list it at 1.25.
And why would you do that?
You create a feeding frenzy. You get a bidding war going. The market then pushes the price right back up to where it should be, maybe even higher. The list price is just the hook.
So it's a marketing tool. You're not actually expecting to get that price.
Precisely. The sold price is the truth. The list price is the invitation to the party.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what was actually for sale. Let's do a deep dive on the inventory. What could you even buy in Duxbury in January?
There were 10 new listings.
Just 10? That's intimate.
It is. It's a very small pool to swim in. But the diversity within those 10 listings was pretty incredible.
I noticed that. It wasn't just 10 versions of the same house.
Not at all. You had the entry level, for example. And, entry level in Duxbury is a specific thing.
Right. We saw that condo at 225 Lincoln Street.
Yep, Unit D8, listed for $543,000.
Okay, so over $500,000. But in Duxbury, that's your ticket in.
It is. It's about $381 a square foot. For a first-time buyer or a downsizer, that is a vital piece of inventory, and it goes fast.
But then you swing the pendulum all the way to the other side. I got to talk about this one. 20 Seabury Point Road.
Ah, the historic Waterfront estate.
This is not a house. It's a landmark you can live in. The list price was $4.9 million, but the build date,
Yeah.
1750.
Pre-Revolutionary War.
I mean, can you even imagine? That house is older than the United States.
It's a massive property, almost 6,500 square feet on nearly 3 acres of land. It's the dream of what Duxbury is.
And it really shows the market segmentation. The condo is $380 a square foot. This estate is asking $760.
It's double. You're not just buying shelter, you're buying history, water views, privacy. It's a different asset class entirely.
And then, wedged between those two, you have something you don't always see. Brand new construction.
Right, 74 Tea Kettle Lane, listed for just under $2.7 million.
With a build date of 2026.
Which is key. In a town full of 17 and 1800s homes, a brand new turnkey house is rare. It attracts a buyer who wants the Duxbury address without the 200-year-old problems.
They want the smart home wiring inside the classic-looking exterior.
Exactly. So even with only 10 listings, the menu was surprisingly varied.
Okay, so that's what was for sale. Now let's look at the scoreboard. Closed sales. What actually crossed the finish line in January?
Also 10. 10 closed properties.
One in, one out. The bathtub is draining as fast as it's filling.
Which is why that inventory number stays so low. And if you look at the MLS data, you can see where the real heat is. There's a definite sweet spot.
And that would be?
The $1 million to $1.5 million range. 4 of the 10 sales landed right in that bracket.
That makes sense. That's the family home price point, people moving for the schools.
And because that's where the demand is, that's where buyers feel the most pain. We have to look at the sold to list price percentage.
Okay.
For January, it was 99.2%.
99.2. Let's pause on that.
Yeah.
That means the average seller is giving up less than 1%.
Basically nothing. Negotiation is almost off the table. If a house is listed for 1.2 and you offer 1.1 thinking you're being savvy,
You're not even in the game.
you're not. And sometimes even offering the asking price isn't enough. Look at 47 Wellington Lane.
Yes, tell me about this one.
It was listed at $859,000. Now, a single family home in Duxbury under $1 million is like a unicorn.
A very popular unicorn.
It sold for $960,000.
Whoa, so over $100,000 above the asking price.
That's 112% of list price. That is a bidding war. Plain and simple. It proves the strategy we talked about. They priced it in the 8s knowing it was worth 9-something.
112%.
Yeah.
That's got to be a tough pill to swallow for the buyers who lost.
It's brutal. But that's the reality in that price point. And it's not just about price, it's about speed. Look at 44 Soule Avenue.
How fast did that one move?
4 days.
4. So listed on a Thursday, open house Saturday, offers due Monday.
That's the playbook. If you waited until the next weekend to see it, you were already way too late.
But we should be fair. Not everything is a 4-day bidding war.
Not at all.
Let's talk about the other side of the coin. 9 South Pasture Lane.
Right. This is the cautionary tale. It sold for $1.4 million, a great number.
Yeah.
Right in that sweet spot. But it took 180 days to sell.
6 months. So one house sells in 4 days, another takes half a year. Why the huge difference?
It almost always comes down to price or condition. If you start too high, if you try to set a new record for the neighborhood, the market will just sit and wait.
And make you sweat.
And make you sweat. They knew Wellington was a deal, so they bid it up. They felt South Pasture was overpriced at first, so they waited for the seller to come down to reality.
Okay, let's look forward. Pending activity. The crystal ball, what's in the pipeline?
Another 10 properties pending. The consistency is really something. 10 new, 10 sold, 10 pending.
It's a steady rhythm. But there's one on the pending list that just jumps off the page. 676 Franklin Street.
Ah, yes, the project.
It's listed at almost $1.4 million. But the price isn't the story. It's the land. 40.05 acres.
40 acres in Duxbury.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that. That's a massive amount of land for this area.
It's almost unheard of. And it creates a huge question mark. Is it for a developer, a subdivision? Is it someone who just wants an enormous private compound?
Right. At $1.4 million, if that land is buildable, that seems like a steal for a builder. But if it's all wetlands?
Then it's just a very, very big backyard. It's a unique property that needs a unique buyer. It doesn't follow the normal rules.
Speaking of rules, the high-end pendings show a different pattern too, like 260 Washington Street.
Listed at $3.4 million.
And that one sat for a bit.
It did. 115 days before it went pending.
So there's the trend. The $900,000 house, 4 days. The $3.4 million house, 4 months.
The air gets thinner the higher you go. The buyer pool for a $3 million home is tiny compared to the pool for a sub-$1 million home.
Those buyers can afford to be patient.
Exactly. They aren't in a panic. So the days on market naturally goes up with the price.
There was one other stat that looked really alarming at first. the median days in RPR. It says it surged to 18 days.
Right.
And it has this big red number next to it. Up 260%.
It sounds dramatic, doesn't it? Like the market just ground to a halt.
Yeah, you see up 260% and you think something's broken.
But you have to look at the base number. If last month the median was, say, 5 days, and this month it's 18. Yes, that's a huge percentage jump. But in reality,
18 days is still incredibly fast.
it's lightning fast. If
Yeah.
you list your house and it's under contract in less than 3 weeks, you are thrilled. It's just a statistical quirk. Context is everything.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. Let's boil it all down for someone listening. What are the big takeaways? Let's start with the buyers.
If you're a buyer, you have to accept the reality of the competition. That 99.2% list to sale number is the law of the land right now.
So no lowball offers.
Forget about it. Especially in that 1 to 1.5 million sweet spot, you need to be ready to move fast, have your financing locked down.
But if you're in that luxury tier, say 3 million plus,
Then you can breathe a little. You have the luxury of time. The data shows those homes sit longer. You can negotiate more. You can be more deliberate.
and what about for sellers?
For sellers, all the lights are green. It is a seller's market. You have very little competition. You are in the driver's seat.
But don't drive off a cliff.
Right. Don't get greedy. If you price your home correctly, the market will reward you, maybe even with a bidding war like we saw in Wellington.
But if you overreach,
The market will punish you with time. The buyers are motivated, but they're not fools. They know what a house is worth.
it's just a fascinating little ecosystem. Duxbury, in the dead of winter, is acting like it's the peak spring market.
It really speaks to the power of the Duxbury brand. People want to be there, and they're willing to fight for a spot, no matter what the calendar says.
A market that just refuses to hibernate.
Never a dull moment.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive. It's always amazing to see what the numbers actually say versus what we think they should say.
It's why we do this. Always a pleasure.
If you have any questions about this episode, or if you are thinking about buying or selling a house anywhere on Boston's South Shore, from Southie to Sagamore, give Jim Alvord a call. He would love to speak with you. Jim believes that people in transition feel anxious about buying or selling a home, and he provides them with the guidance and security to help your family move on smoothly. Thanks for listening, and catch you on the next episode of the Pink Door Podcast.